Why do we go through such spiritual warfare in our lives and so forth like that? Because a lot of people end up blaming God for it, So, and before I go into the battle, I got to get you in the right state of mind to understand kind of what evil is and what evil isn't, and kind of why evil is present in our world today. And I want to take you all the way back to Genesis, when God created everything. Now, you got some people out there that think that, it was the Big Bang, boom, everything came from nothing. Just all of a sudden there was a burst, and here it was. And, and I don't have any doubt in my mind that is wrong, because I do not believe that all of a sudden there was an explosion and everything was put in this divine order immediately, and everything worked together in harmony. Our creation is a divine creation. It's created with laws and everything works together cohesively. Everything that was created other than God has to apply to these laws, and everything that are affected by these laws. If you go to Jeremiah 33:25, it says, "This is what the Lord says. If I have not made my covenant with night and day and established the laws of heaven and earth." So that means throughout the galaxies and here on earth, there's laws that he did when creation came about. And that's for everything to work in perfect harmony. Now, to get back to evil, and you say, well, John, why are you mentioning evil? Well, all through theology, there's been a big battle as to where evil came from, all the way back to Thomas Aquinas and St. Augustus and Calvin. All these great theologians tried to conceive where evil came from, and none of them ever really come up with a true answer. The best they could come up with was kind of why evil exists, not so much as where it came from and how it was brought to be. I guess that really goes deeper. First off, evil, I'd like to tell you, it's not a being, it's not an apparition, it's not some thing that jumps into somebody and takes over their body and makes them do evil things like that. Evil is not conceived in that way. Evil is an action. Some say the first evil action was Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden when they rebelled against God. Well, I don't really think that's the first action, because evil had to exist before then, and without an action, evil couldn't exist, if you get what I mean. Somebody had to do an action, because, like I said, evil's not some apparition or some spirit type thing that, just feels you and is floating around and exists by itself. Evil was like, if you want to describe it, it's like a parasite. It can't survive without a host body, meaning that if there's this person who runs around killing people, raping people, and doing all this monstrosity type evil, and you kill him or you take his life, that evil stops. It doesn't go on. Just all of a sudden that evil doesn't float in the air and keeps on killing and doing that. Evil stops right there. That's because it can't exist without a host. It's because it's an action or an activity of something. So when we get down to it, we're saying, well, how can God allow evil to do such wickedness in his world of creation? How can he allow daily to see things just happen that are so horrendous? Children die, fires kill families. Floods wipe out hundreds, earthquakes wipe out hundreds, starvation. We can go on and on and on. The world's full of it. And you just say, well, how can God be such a good God and just be happening? Well, first of all, I like to say God doesn't let, and that's an important word. God doesn't let evil do anything, okay? God, in its simplicity, has a purpose